Hi everybody, thank you for watching the video. As you see, it's my deadlift training from October 15th, 2017. Um, Actually, in this workout, I actually tied my all-time rep PR with 585. Really not, as you can see probably in the video for my 7th rep, I'm really not satisfied with that last rep. I wanted it to be a lot more smoother. So definitely on the right track in regards to programming and numbers wise of where I want to be at. So currently 8 weeks out now, and it seems like, honestly, it seems like it's going by quick, but it's actually a lot of time. So but the good thing too for me is that I really like competing. So hopefully these 8 weeks go by super quick so I can get back on the platform. And I was actually up in the air debating on if I was going to compete for WMPF or USPA in December, but I found out that the USPA meet that they are having in Allentown, which is what I was going to look into, which is called the meet's called the Uletide Sled Push Pull meet, and they actually do not have a drug test division, so I decided to compete with the WMPF on December 10th, which will be on a Sunday. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Do I have an idea of what I'm shooting for? No. I definitely want to shoot for something better than what I hit in my last meet, believe it or not. I just, obviously I trained that so I could do better. I could just stay consistent. So definitely looking to, perform, of course, at 100% and be able to make progress in this meet coming up. So this meet will definitely be the last meet I have of the year. I don't want to push it too much, let alone the fact it's December, so they're really not gonna have any more time to do any other meets for the rest of the year. So, but definitely want to use this meet to finish on a good note and then just get ready for next year. Definitely looking at competing for the Strongbox again. They're actually going to be having the fourth annual Strongbox Pro-Am. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it to the third due to my injury, and I'm definitely looking forward to going back and competing with those guys in West Virginia, in Charleston. They're a great group of individuals. As always, I always speak highly of their hospitality and their respect, and definitely worth the drive for me to go out there and compete with those guys. Very classy. Johnny Lane is always holds really productive and smooth meets. So definitely like to compete under his overseeing. So looking forward to that also, and kind of just going a little far and beyond ahead. But I found out that the IPL will actually be having a meet in Philadelphia for the Philadelphia Fitness Expo in the summer of next year. And it's really exciting to me because that is definitely a meet that I definitely want to do, and I'm having my eyes set on doing something really special there. And I haven't had a chance to compete in my hometown where I was born at, so it would really mean something to me to be able to compete in where my life started, and be able to come back and try to do something really special there. And I think it would really be nice for me, and something I can definitely, I would definitely like to add to the resume, to be able to really compete in at the hometown of where I was born, and that's something I'm definitely looking forward to. And it's a fitness expo, which is awesome, and I competed at a fitness expo before, and it was for the RPS, and I did not do as well as I wanted to. But hopefully I can bounce back and be able to do better at that meet coming up in the summer of 2018. So I already have my eyes set on where my scheduling will be in regards to meets for now until next year. And then also, I have an idea of programming wise where I want to be at by that time. And the most important thing is to just make sure I stay consistent and make the right choices, make the right decisions, and just keep pushing and keeping at it. So I'm definitely looking forward to that meet next year. So yeah, as you can see, like I did my seventh rep, and I really wasn't happy with it. And it hasn't been a really tough transition to these calibrated plates. I love them because it makes it so much harder. And I'm always an advocate of making your training harder, so when you compete, it's a lot easier. And I found that I'm still making progress with that transition. Actually, I would say possibly by my next workout or maybe the following, another piece of equipment I will be adding to my personal equipment for training. I do not want to say what it is yet. I would rather you guys watch and find out yourselves, but I guarantee you it will be something you guys are very, very, very like, very probably common with using in competition, and also very common with uh, knowing exactly what are familiar with the brand. So definitely looking forward to that. I just feel like I'm at a point right now where I have to enhance my equipment so that way I can be in a position where I can perform at the best of my abilities and be able to train to the full capacity, so that when I get into a competition setting, it's not unfamiliar and I'm in a state where I'm familiar with. Because it's like that saying, you want to practice how you perform, and it's true because if you perform and you don't have any practice, then how do you know you're going to get better or not, and or how would you know if you how can you adjust and be familiar or comfortable with an environment if you don't bring that to the table every single day. So I just feel like I got to a point right now where I have to personally just be at a level where my equipment is very necessary. And obviously, if you really want something, again, you will go after it. So you will make sure that you go out of your way to give yourself the best opportunity to achieve what you want, and that means by surrounding yourself with the right people, the right tools, the right equipment, whatever you need to get to yourself to that next level is appropriate. And that's where I feel like I'm at right now, and I want to do better. So I want to give myself the proper equipment that can help me get to the next step. So, yeah, like I said, after this competition, I'm definitely going to be doing just a year in review. And this year's been a lot of ups and downs, and it's been quite an interesting year. And like I said, I just want to finish on a good note and then be able to go into more in depth with just reviewing my programming and kind of getting an understanding of what it is I'm shooting for. Even though, like I said, I have an idea of where I want to go, but I want to definitely have a fine tuned idea of where I want to be at in X amount of times, and hopefully have an idea of where I want to be at for the World Championship next year. So, one thing that's very a lot of people don't understand, they're not familiar with powerlifting, is that you don't really compete much often. It's you're spending I would say what the probably average lifter does. You're competing 3 days out of a year. That's it. And then, other than that, you're training to get ready for those 3 days. And you know, I think with our sport, it's very important that you train and you stay consistent, because that's 3 days out of a year that if you compete, that's nine. That's 9 attempts on your deadlifts altogether, or 27 attempts altogether. You get in a full power meet. So you definitely want to make them count, and that's why I'm so adamant about my training and just staying consistent and pushing myself, so that way I don't, make any mistakes when I have those 3 attempts. Because let alone the fact that, competing at the IPL Worlds, if I didn't do what I set out to do, I had to wait a whole year to do that meet in itself again, or I have to requalify and then try to do what I would try to do a whole year later. So it's very important that you are very consistent with what you're doing, because anything can happen that can throw you off and get distracted, or of course adversities come and go. But there's things that if you don't stay consistent, regardless of what's going on around you, it can affect you greatly, and one step off of your track could potentially mess up where you want to go. So it's always important to make sure that you are keeping your head down and you're pushing forward and you're just grinding it out, with regardless of what's going on, because that's what's going to get you to that success. Especially if you want to set yourself up to achieve something that maybe others around you may see that's not feasible. That's the attitude that you have to have. So, like I said, you got to be willing to do things that others are not willing to do, so that way you can have what others will never have or not willing to have. And that's what it takes. It's not that you're born with a gift. It's not that you're born just with, well, some people are born with talent, but nobody's born with skill. And skill is something that you can enhance and something that you can perfect over time and master. Everybody has that equal opportunity. And if you just rely on talent, you will never get to where you want to be at if you don't put in the work. So stay consistent, just stay on your path no matter what comes at you, and just find a way around or go through those obstacles that come your way that may be hindering your performance or hindering the path that you set for yourself. So, with the program that I'm doing, I'm really on the right path. And now, currently, I would say that from last year to this year, I'm kind of eyed up performance wise where I left off at. And now I just want to keep raising that bar. I just want to get better and better. Because this 585 for 7 does tie my all time rep PR with this weight. And I've been working my butt off to try to get back to that point, let alone the fact with using a different equipment. So that's something that I have to get used to as well. So, excuse me, getting back to that is really, really a good sign. And like I said, for me, is if I am making progress, it makes me want to just push harder and harder. And yes, I got 7 reps, but it's not the 7 reps that I wanted. So that means next time I'm gonna push myself harder, so that way I can do things right and just do better and just keep pushing, so that way I can keep getting more efficient and improving my performance. So, um, yeah. So just chugging along and just staying consistent. 8 weeks, so I got 8 training days left. So definitely expecting to perform better than I have, and just keep pushing forward and keep moving forward, and rounding off the year like a note. So, as always, thank you everybody for supporting me and watching my videos. And as always, like I say, if you have any questions regarding powerlifting, life in general, please email me. I'll have my email in the description below. More than happy to help everybody. Because I feel like it's important we all help each other, support one another with our everyday goals and going through everyday struggles, because we're all human. We all have things that come in our life and go, and that can affect us and take us off of our path towards what we want in life. And we get to support one another to make sure that we are staying on the road that we want to see for success. So please, if you have any questions, please reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to assist you. Um, a lot of questions that I do get are more particularly with people in their with their technique. It's something that I really get. We could probably get most frequently about. So if you have any questions in regards to that, please feel free. One thing I would definitely say in regards to your technique in general, or with anything that you're doing, you want to master it. So that means that you know you want to go through it 110 to 120 times, and then once you go through 120 times, go through another 120 times, so you can get it down to perfection. And that's one thing I noticed that is what makes the biggest difference. And let alone the fact, if you want to excel, particularly in powerlifting, your technique has to be flawless. So if you have any questions about technique, or you want me to look at your video of your technique, please feel free to send it to me, and I'll be gladly to help critique that and help you improve your technique, so that way you can and go improve your performance. So as always, guys, thank you for watching the video. Let's support one another. Thank you, and take care.